All right, everybody, it is Veterans Day as of this recording. I doubt I will get this up today, but it is Veterans Day, and I thought, what better movie to watch for Veterans Day than The Prowler? Because I don't know any other horror movie that has a killer soldier. Do let me know in the comments below much better slasher movies that are soldier related or Veterans Day related. Is there a Veterans Day slasher movie? I mean, this one technically isn't. But yeah, you got all these other ones: Valentine's Day, Graduation Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Friday the 13th, Happy Birthday to me. You got all these holidays and special days. I don't think there's a Veterans Day horror movie. But you could correct me. I'm sure I'm wrong. But yeah, this is, quote, one of the slasher genre's finest moments. I can't speak today. I'm tired. I'm seriously gonna go to bed right after this review. Um, so bear with me. I'm tired. And that did not help my experience watching this movie because just like my first time watching it, I think it's like my second or third viewing, every time I watch this movie, it's boring. This is the biggest problem with this movie. This movie has so much potential to be a fantastic slasher. It's got the kills, it's got the nudity, the gore, the practical effects, Tom Savini, Joseph Zito. You know, the music's fine, but this movie could be kick ass, but no, it's so fucking boring. I'm sorry, it just is. Like, kills alone aren't gonna save a movie for me. So, spoiler discussion. This is my on second thought review. Cause yeah, I already reviewed this movie like 2 years ago, my 31 Days of Horror back in 2018. Right after, like, this was like a couple months into my channel, so I was very new at the time. It's a very quick, like 10-minute review. My thoughts have not changed. All right, I didn't watch that review, but I'm sure that whatever I said in that is exactly how I feel now. Still, like, the movie's boring, but the kills are pretty good. That's all you need to see. So I think I gave it like a wasted time, and I'll stick by it. All right, this movie's wasted time. The only thing good is the kills. So, like I said, this is directed by Joseph Zito and has Tom Savini effects, and they would later team up again for Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, which is an amazing slasher movie. This, not so much. So, this movie opens up with a breakup letter. It's the 1940s, and they actually do a good job making it look like that. You don't get too many of those, like period piece slashers. It's pretty cool. You don't see that a lot in slashers. This couple, they go out to, have sex, and I thought it was weird that the killer has his knife out, cuts the lights, and then in the next shot that we see, he's getting the knife out of like the sheath as if he's pulling it out for the first time, like he hasn't used it yet. It's like, no, we just saw him use it on the lights, and now he's like pulling it out again. So bad editing. The editing in this movie is another big problem. They just throw all these random shots of the killer just to kind of like keep your attention. Like, oh, look, killer, this killer. Like, they use shots multiple times, and there'll be scenes that end too short, or there'll be scenes that go too long, or there'll be like these like little 3 to 5 second scenes that just get randomly inserted that don't need to be there. The editing is pretty piss poor in this movie. So yeah, then the couple, they get killed with a pitchfork. Pretty cool kill. It's double penetration. We got two people getting killed at the same time. It's kind of like Halloween 5 with the pitchfork, except just the guy gets killed, and you actually get to see it go all the way through the chest. In this one, you kind of get to see it some. That's the killer's choice of weapon, is a pitchfork. His second favorite weapon is the bayonet. So I like that about the killer. I like that he's dressed up like a soldier. I don't like what's on the face, though. It just looks weird. Yeah, I could do without that. Maybe work on that. That should have been, recreated. Do something else there, because that's not a scary look. I like the idea, the whole soldier outfit. It's unique. But yeah, the face mask thing, I'm not sure what the fuck that was. And it ends up like suffocating the killer by the end of it. Like, it's like choking him out. He's like coughing and gasping. He has to take it off to reveal himself, like it's the end of a Scooby Doo episode. Like, Mr. Jenkins, it was you? It's always a Mr. Jenkins, isn't it? So, the sheriff in this movie, doesn't he sound a lot like John Saxon? I mean, he sounded like him to me. I just watched Tenebrae, so I'm familiar with John Saxon's voice. He kind of sounds like him. Not 100%, but pretty damn close, like 90% like him. So I like how this guy, he's talking about how he's gonna sneak liquor into the punch like later that night, into the punch and whatnot. But why does he have it out there anyways? Like he's gonna get caught. The teacher walks by, like hides it real quick. It's like, why does he even have the liquor out? Like you can just say what your plan is. You don't have to like show her the liquor. Like I'm gonna do this later on. See, look, I got the liquor. And it's like, oh shit, no. The teacher's walking by. It's like, why is that liquor even out on the porch? If you're not allowed to have it, you're just risking getting caught, you moron. Yeah, that's a little nitpick I had. I got plenty of those. Like the whole walking backwards thing, it's like overdone. Like she's walking backwards. Like what was she even looking at? I didn't hear anything. She's just walking like a mile backwards, and then boom, jump scare. And even the guy's like, "Do you always walk backwards?" It's like, yeah, in horror movies I do. So then we're introduced to Sheriff Mark, or the Deputy Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. And then we got the main character, Pam, who looks a lot like Amy Steele to me in Friday the 13th Part 2. And there's a lot of things in here borrowed from Friday the 13th Part 2. And she's got this horrible friend, Lisa. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. So we got a Mark and a Lisa in this movie. And so then there's like this quick throwaway line about, like, oh, there's a robber slash serial killer up north in Columbus. They say he might be coming this way. And then it's like weighing down on this chick's mind throughout the rest of the movie. She's just like, oh my gosh, I'm so worried. It's like, why is she so stressed out about it? It's like, who gives a shit? Like, I'm sure you'll be fine. That's a 1 in a million chance that this guy's gonna bump into you. But she's just like constantly talking about it. She won't shut up. She keeps bringing it up. Like, that guy, he could be coming at any moment. Then we get this gearing up montage. The killer's gearing up, getting ready while the other girls are getting ready for the dance. And the chick just like flashes her breast to Major Chatham across the street. And we don't get to see them. So that's a bummer. And then we get 2 amazing kills back to back. This guy, Carl, goes in there, sits on the bed, and the killer sneaks up and puts the bayonet through the top of his head, out the bottom of his chin. And it's just lingering for seconds on end because everything, not just the kills, everything in this movie lingers and goes on way too long. But in this case, it's a good thing. I like how this kill lingers and it's just like struggling, it's like vibrating, like just like from the pain. And his eyes like roll back. His eyes are all white. And then the girl in the shower gets killed with the pitchfork, and he's like lifting her up the wall with the pitchfork. It looks pretty good the way he's like sticking her stomach. It looks kind of real. It's a brutal kill. So I like that one. And why would the cop dance with that bitchy girl at the dance? Like he's going up to his girlfriend Pam, and then this chick just like drags him off to the side. And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, since you dragged me over here, I guess I have to do a full dance with you." It's like, no, just say sorry, I'm taken, and then walk away. But the fact that he actually like commits to dancing with her, what an asshole. And then so she gets pissed off at that, and she's on like punch duty, serving people drinks. She goes back to her dorm to change dresses. Why? What was wrong with her dress? Like, oh, never mind. She gets punched on it. Yeah, see, another thing that makes her friend such a bitch out of nowhere. Like, not only does she steal her friend, but she purposely, like, bumps into the sheriff, so he, like, pours, like, a little bit of punch on her. It's like, what a bitch. It's like, that was not an accident, all right? The whole thing with the couple, the nerdy couple that go into the basement to have sex, take it out. All right, if they're not going to die, take it out. That whole scene is unnecessary. All right, that is the biggest glaring example of what the fuck is this even doing in here? Like, take it out. I mean, why were they even in the movie at all? Like, it's just, there's a lot of things like that in this movie. They're just potential scares, but then there's nothing that comes from it. They should have died. So when she goes to change her dress, for some reason the killer is still hiding in the bathroom, and now he's putting the rose down. Like, it's been probably like over an hour since he killed them, and he's still just lingering in the bathroom hoping that somebody else might show up. So, what's he doing in there? And so she runs out, and this place is huge, but she gets out, and Major Chatham just randomly grabs her. It doesn't say a word. There's a lot of that too. Like Otis later on, he doesn't say a word like at all. Like he speaks fine at the grocery store or whatever, but then at the cemetery and then at the dorm later on, he just loses the ability to speak. Major Chatham grabs her for some reason. What the fuck's he doing out, anyways? Why is he grabbing her? It's never explained. And so she runs away from him, gets the guy, the sheriff, is like, Major Chatham just grabbed me. And he's like, what? So he goes to investigate, like, not even 10 seconds later, and this guy who's in the wheelchair who can't walk is already gone. Like, he just, like, became Flash. It's like, get the fuck out of here. And then they just, for some reason, go to investigate in his house. And why? And why did they need to drive there? Like, we see them pull up in his non-driveway. Like, this guy has a huge house. He's filthy rich. The county is named after him. He has no driveway, and they felt the need to drive next door. Like, the chick earlier was flashing her tits to him. Like, he could see her. He's the neighbor, and they had to drive there? Why? They could just walk right next door. And why go there anyway? To question him? Like, hey, bitch, why were you grabbing my friend here for no reason? It's just more wasted time. The whole sequence, the way it drags out, they're just constantly walking around. Major Chatham, Major Chatham, and then they go upstairs. This place is not wheelchair friendly, like, or wheelchair accessible. Like, there's no thing to, like, take his wheelchair from floor 1 to floor 2 or anything. It's like 4 stories. This place is not made for this guy. He's single. He's old. Why is he living in this giant place by himself? I like how there's 2 moments in this movie where the sheriff tells this girl he loves, here, wait in the car, alone, forever, while I go, take forever doing this. Meanwhile, I know there's a prowler on the loose who is dangerous. And it's like, what? Why? Yeah, you just got attacked. Someone was chasing you, but you wait right here while I go fuck around. And he does that twice. It's ridiculous. I like how the sheriff goes up to the 2nd floor of the house of Major Chatham's, and he's like, Major Chatham, you up here? You up here on the 2nd floor where you can't be because you're in a wheelchair and you can't walk? And there's nothing that could take you up here. Like I said, there's no gremlins thing, that thing that takes, in that scene. What are they called? What are they called? The things that take wheelchairs from floor 1 to floor 2. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're called. The wheelchair thing. It's not in the building, so I like that he's on the 2nd floor. Like, Major Chatham, you up here? No, he can't be unless he crawled up there, but he's a little too old for that. And the film overall looks bad. Like, there's a lot of scenes where it has this foggy, weird, like, filter to it. It's almost like a dream. Like, you know how in movies when someone's dreaming, they put like this filter over it? That's what it looks like in a lot of daytime scenes, or just, it's like overly lit. It just looks bad. And then we get the pool scene where this chick is by herself conveniently, and she gets kicked right in the face, and then I guess the killer teleported because she's looking all around. It's like Kelly Who in Friday the 13th Part 8. Like, where's Jason? He was there, now he's gone. Where the fuck is he? Just silently swimming, I guess. He pops up, starts slicing her throat, and it looks phenomenal. Like, that is an amazing throat slit. That's probably the best throat slit I've ever seen, honestly. I can't name a better one. Maybe Annie in the first Friday, but this one looks even better. The way it lingers, the blood, like, starts to have bubbles in the blood, and then, like, even her body underneath the water, like, you can see, like, air come out of her neck hole. So they're all told that they have to stay in the party, and this drunk guy, Paul, whose girlfriend just got killed, he wants to go out, and they're like, no, you have to stay here. And he's like, fuck you, I want to leave. So they're like, all right, well, you can leave, but only if it's going to jail, basically. Like, oh, you want to leave? Okay, cop, arrest him because he wants to leave. It's like, just let him leave. It's such a stupid thing. Like, they actually arrest him. They take this guy and throw him in jail. For what? Oh, disturbing the peace. Like, he wasn't being that obnoxious. He was just like, dude, let me go. My girlfriend's out there. They're just being stupid. It's like, all right, well, you're arrested for wanting to leave. That's your crime. Oh, my gosh. And then, oh, wait in the car. Again. While there's a killer on the loose. And then somehow the killer was able to have time to go dig up the grave and put Lisa's body in there. while also at the same time killing the teacher at the pool, stabbing her in the throat, somehow being able to make noises that she wouldn't be able to make with a knife in her throat. And then we get this whole segment that's like an hour long with this lazy fat ass at this hotel who pretends like he's going to fetch somebody, and it's this long running joke that's not funny ever. All right, like there's already so many things that linger and last too long. This is just an extra thing in here that just pisses me off. It's like, please take this out of the movie. It's unnecessary. By the end of it, it's completely unnecessary. We learn absolutely nothing from it. It's just a joke, and it's not funny. So take it out. And then we get this auto scare at the cemetery where he just pops up to say nothing and then disappears, and then pops up again later on in the movie to say nothing but save the day. There's so many weird things in this movie that could just be taken out. Like, why did he take Rosemary's corpse out just to go throw her body in Chatham's chimney, in his fireplace? And where is Major Chatham? Like, we waste a lot of time in this movie trying to look for the bastard. The least we could do is find him. At no point after that little brief confrontation outside the dorm do we ever see him again. After that little moment there at the beginning, we never see him again. We just get to hear his name again and again and again. Major Chatham, where are you? We never find him. Where the fuck is he? Did he die? Like, if he did die, why didn't we ever see his body? I like that the killer speaks. He actually speaks. For one moment, he's like, I'm ready for our date, Rose. He calls Pam Rose. So I guess he's not only just angry and psycho, but he's delusional. Like, every girl he kills, he sees as his girlfriend. Is that what I'm supposed to take from that? Like, every girl he's killing, he's killing it because they remind him of Rose. I don't know. That's what I got from that. Because why would he call Pam Rose? I mean, she's clearly not. I mean, that chick died 35 years ago, right? And then, chimney corpse and blah, 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 the final chase. Like, the guy with the pitchfork, he's stabbing everything. She's underneath the bed. There's a rat that comes by. Where have I seen that before? Friday the 13th Part 2, which came out the same year. And then she gets the pitchfork from the killer, but it, like, breaks in half, and she's, like, holding the other end. And it very much reminds me of not Angela, not Pam either, Jenny. See how tired I am? I almost called her Timmy now. Jenny, at the end of Friday the 13th Part 2, when she's on the bed, she has the pitchfork, but she only has the broken end of it, like, it's very much like that. Just moment after moment that took me right back to that movie. A much superior film. Only, this one has the gore, but that one has everything else that's great. So it's like, man, if you could just, take that and put it there, oh my God. Friday the 13th Part 2 would be 10 out of 10 amazing. So Mark, he just gets knocked out. Like, why didn't he kill him? Like, there's even a shot where he's, like, raising the pitchfork. It looks like he's about to kill him, but then the lights come on, and then what? That's it? Like, why didn't he kill Mark? Because he's a man? You kill the other guy, so it's not like it's against his MO. Like, oh, I can't kill you. You're a man. Like, no. Why didn't he kill Mark? Because he's his deputy? It's just stupid. And I knew that it was the sheriff the first time I watched this. I mean, come on, let's be honest. When the guy's like, oh, I'm going to be fishing all weekend, so it can't be me. I got an alibi. You're automatically, as the viewer, like, it's you. All right? I'm not falling for your shit. And so Otto comes by, saves the day, shoots the killer up against the wall. He shoots him in the shoulder, of course. And then they decide to randomly enter a staring contest where they just look at each other for 30 seconds and not say a single goddamn word. And they're just smiling at each other. The music is cheesy as hell. It's comical. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to laugh, but I did. I mean, is this supposed to be funny? Like, what's the intention here?
Again! I'm so bored! Somebody help me!
It's just dragged out. Everything is dragged out. And then the killer gets back up, blows Otto away. Good riddance, you dipshit. And then They get in a struggle. Somehow she's overpowering him, I guess because he has a pitchfork in his back and a gunshot wound to the shoulder. I guess I can buy it. He's old too. It's a long night of killing people, and he just dug a 6-foot, deep grave earlier. He's a little tired at this point. So I guess I can buy it. They're in a struggle. She gets the shotgun up to his face, but first he has to reveal himself to the audience. He can't just get his head blown off and us not know who it is ever. So he's like coughing and gasping. I better take my mask off because now this thing's like suffocating me. It's been working fine all day, but now it's just too much. I can't breathe no more. Takes it off, and she's like, you, and then blows his head off. But it's only like a split second till you see the head. It looks good. It's not, Scanner's good or Maniac good, but it's in the top 10 head explosions. I would put it in top 10 head explosions. It's a little fake, but that's the 80s for you. But yeah, we don't get much exposition at the end about why he did it. I think it's just because the chick broke up with him. He was at war, I think, so maybe it's PTSD, and the dance was happening again for the first time in like 30 years, so it triggered PTSD to that night he killed his girlfriend. Maybe that's what happened. So yeah, then she just goes upstairs, and the bodies are still in the bathtub. The water's still running. Nobody ever came in there, ever saw the bodies until her the next night. And then the white-eyed guy starts attacking her, and it's like a dream sequence, but she never fell asleep, so she's just hallucinating that shit. I mean, I guess she's just mentally gone. She's like Chris at the end of Friday the 13th Part 3. The Hockey Mask Award for Best Character in this movie is nobody. I didn't care for a single soul. And the Hanky Award for Worst Character is that lazy fat ass at the hotel who wasted 5 minutes of my life. And the Clapper Award for Best Moment in this movie, best scene, is the 2 kills in the bathroom, or the 1 kill in the bathroom and the guy with the bayonet in his head. Those 2 kills, awesome. And the Mr. Hat Award for Favorite Kill in this movie is the pool girl, Lisa. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. She got her throat slit, and it's a pretty gnarly looking slit throat. The Mr. Twig Award for the lamest kill will be Otto, because I hate his character, and he says nothing. He's just staring at her for 40 seconds to get blasted away. What a fucking creep. You deserve it. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the Prowler. Put all your thoughts of it in the comments below. Tell me where I'm wrong if you want. It's just an opinion. Get over it. And as always, if you like what you've seen here, you can hit this like button and become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And until next time, Alpha Peterson.